Good afternoon, Joy Connections here. I did a video earlier where I was talking about the five main reasons why people avoid talking about cancer in general terms. If you haven't watched it, look for it. But now I'm going to do the second one as promised, and I'm talking about the reasons why we don't talk about cancer, we avoid talking about cancer, is Africans or is Zimbabweans. I was quite surprised at the actual basis of avoidance within our Zimbabwean society. Some of the reasons really surprised me because I didn't even think there was an association to such things with cancer. Anyway, I'll start. Number one is the beliefs in witchcraft and curses. This one, many people actually said it to me as soon as I told several people that I had been diagnosed with cancer. This witchcraft and curse thing was at the forefront, and because of that belief as well, there was a typical avoidance of getting medical treatment. Maybe it's not avoidance, it's like maybe seeing it as not even relevant, since cancer is typically seen as a witchcraft thing, and people believe witchcraft is only resolved using herbal approaches, or there's what they call witch doctors approaches. So some people were like, oh, your ancestors are not happy with you because you deserted the family in Zimbabwe, or you deserted the country, so your ancestors are not happy. That's why they have cursed you with this demonic or satanic disease. Second reason that really surprised me was the association of cancer with HIV and AIDS. That was a shocker for me. Apparently, in terms of I actually wondered why people were asking, the first question they were asking was, what type of cancer were you diagnosed with? And I thought people just wanted to know specifically, but I didn't realize that if you have things like cervical cancer or breast cancer, it's actually associated with AIDS and HIV. And to make matters worse, it's associated with what do you call it? With prostitution, sleeping around. That was a shocker, honestly speaking. People are actually believing you get cervical cancer because you've been sleeping around, because you've been prostituting yourself. And then the other one was the fear of catching the disease just from associating with somebody who's got cancer, like as if it's contagious, but it's not. Of course, there's some types of cancers where you could be disposed, or you could have a weakness towards it from genetics, but not all of them either. So just thinking the word cancer and you start thinking that way is really counterproductive. But some people do think that they could catch cancer from you if you have it. And then, like I said, sexuality. Some people hold such strong notions about people's sexuality and their sexual patterns or sexual behaviors, to the point that they believe that you can catch cancer, like for instance, if you're gay, because apparently you're not having the right kind of sex, or because you're sleeping around, you're having more than one partners. So cancer would be kind of like a form of karma or punishment. Yeah. And there are some people who believe if you have certain types of cancers, the only treatment is through surgery. And if you're talking of some people might end up having vasectomies, and in African cultures, not having children is a big thing. So if somebody thinks, oh my gosh, this type of cancer that I have might mean I'll end up having to have a body part operated on or removed, and then that interferes with my capacity to have kids, it's such a terror that they would avoid it. And they would even avoid getting tested. They would avoid getting treatment. Guys, we have to think deeper about this thing. Would you rather die holding on to the notion of being able to have a child? Or would you rather get treatment and survive? At the end of the day, children are never guaranteed to anybody. Some people can't have children even when they don't have cancer. So I don't know how the mind works. Right now I'm just giving you the reasons. I think we should have some conversations about these things and help each other realign our mindsets, realign our viewpoints, the way we logicalize things the right way. I think we should have a conversation. And the other reason is the fatalism surrounding cancer. This one is also common. Like in the previous video, I did talk about how people think as soon as you have cancer, you're dying. And they think as soon as you find out, a lot of times it means you're dying like very quickly. It means you have no time. But there are some people who survived with cancer many years. Some people who've had a long journey of treatment and recovery, and then beaten it, and then living for years and years and years. And there's some people who actually would have cancer, and some of the people who are tiptoeing around them, some of the people who are excluding them, who are stigmatizing them, who die and leave them behind. I mean, guys, we all die at some point, and nobody knows when we're going to die. So when you start discriminating or excluding somebody because they have cancer, be aware that it's very possible that you could die before she or he does. And she might actually then recover and live years later after you are long gone. So justification of discrimination, all these taboo, I don't know. I think it's just the level of ignorance surrounding illness and disease in general sometimes really baffles me. We need to talk about these things and build more awareness surrounding them. And I think personally, I always think the best time for me to talk about things is when I've lived through them or while I'm living through them, because I can then easily use myself as an example and not be found or not have people suspect that I'm talking about somebody else or that I'm picking on somebody else. Like right now, if I didn't have cancer and I started talking about it and started highlighting some of the things that I'm highlighting, someone might think I'm talking about them. Think about it.